Hello, everyone. Amanda Grace here from Ark of Grace Ministries. So it's being reported all day that on Monday, Zelensky is set to meet with President Trump at the White House. Now, this is interesting because Alaska was chosen for Putin and Trump in their meeting. There is a completely different location being chosen, and it's the state capital for Zelensky. This is psychological in nature, choosing these two different territories for these two different leaders. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens because I think part of Zelensky doesn't want this war to end. I think he says it. I think he says he wants it. But I think part of him, the roots of mammon and power have coiled like a serpent, and there's part of him that may not want this war to end. I want to read to you two excerpts of words from the Lord, one from February 19th, 2024, and one from May 8th, 2025. February 19th, 2024, in all capitals, says, "Innocent lives taken are a stain on you, O Putin, are a stain on you, O Zelensky, for both have acted recklessly, and both are being weighed on the scales in my courts, and I, the Lord, shall decide what becomes of your seats. For Putin is percolating to advance even further than Ukraine, as the religion of the Far East uses him as their ox. Well, says the Lord, ox gets stuck in the mud, and bears eventually must go into hibernations. However, says the Lord, a covenant has been made in Ukraine that must be destroyed, says the Lord. The leader has consulted with witches and occultists in his desperation, has conjured up deliverance from a darkness that now has him in bondage as a tool of their use now in the world, and that must be cleansed from the land, says the Lord. For Saul has allowed the sorceries back into the land, and for such the kingdom shall be torn away, says the Lord." May 8th, 2025. "For judgment has entered your courts, it has entered your halls for those swinging a sword unnecessarily. Those who continue wars of attrition for the sake of a public stage shall fall in a sobering way in this time, says the Lord. The kingdoms have already been taken and judged before my court, and the verdict shall now come down, says the Lord. Including Ukraine, says the Lord. For you have entered covenant with witches and rebellion, and now there shall be a wounding in battle, says the Lord." It's interesting. This was the word May 8th, 2025, and these meetings are happening 3 months after this. And we will see a domino effect for the leadership in their seats in these nations from these meetings. So be in prayer. Pray for President Trump and the administration as they go forth in a very, very complex issue that has a very, very serious spiritual component to it. Keep the faith, everyone. God bless.